Guys, welcome to a brand new task that just debuted today. This is a task that is 5 years in the making by two Spyro speedrunning legends, Drashed and Nuwan. Drashed is actually currently debuting this over on his Twitch channel, which you can hear he has the live commentary going on right now. So if you want to hear that, I'll have links to that down below, as well as in the Twitch chat, !new task. But already, this run is off to a crazy start. Yeah, again, we don't really have a lot of game volume, so just apologies for that. But dude, just the amount of momentum conservation with those proxies is just absolutely mind-blowing. So I'm just sitting here, kicking back, you know, this is my amateur reaction to it. I'm not like a super Spyro 2 expert. I have done 100% speedruns, and I did do a little bit of studying right before this stream here, so please, appreciate the knowledge I will impart on you guys about the world record of this category. It's actually by blunt bows, and interestingly, the world record does not get swim. The world record also accesses all of the bosses naturally, so it makes instead of like skipping to them, so that it makes 14 tally like a really natural playthrough of the game. So I'm genuinely curious to see if this task is going to do any like skips to bosses. I mean, probably not, because like the thing about it is that once you get the proper talismans for each level, it just warps you right there. So I can only assume this is also going to be skipping swim and maybe doing a different level order. Another thing I wanted to look at was, I actually brought this up on a notepad over here. This is the level order for Spyro 2 14 tally, which I'll just put over here kind of on the corner, you can see. So basically, I'm going to be kind of checking to see if it's matching the level order or if it's different from what we see in world record. But so far, so good. The freaking amazing proxy to get up there. I think it's called the waterfall proxy or whatever. Maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, that was insane. Another thing that I say I'm not an expert is that some of these strats I might be pogging off for, and other ones, like, I won't realize whether they're in record or not. So if you want like a really in-depth, like how they did certain things and addressing every little trick and stuff like that, please check out Drashed's thing down below. But yeah, so far it's just, and what I suspect with this run is that it's just gonna be proxying like from the start of the level to the end, you know, like just like we saw with all those momentum conserved proxies in the beginning of the game. Like the thing with proxies in Spyro 2, and this is like mine, just again, like I'm an amateur, but this is just what it seems like, is that you can proxy a lot more easily while in the charge animation. Like, but right there, when you let go of charge, that's when momentum conservation starts to become more of a factor. Like right there, it's like he charges into it, but then lets go of charge in order to conserve the momentum. Same thing there when he's coming back in bounds. So it's a really cool way of optimizing the movement in like a task setting, because it's not like he's charging and doing one of those like really tall proxies that you'll see in Spyro 2 and 3 off the fodder and things like that. But instead it's like that frame perfect momentum conservation, which is just a beauty. It's a beautiful thing. I'm gonna see if I can get some of Drashed's commentary in here. So really crazy stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's just crazy to think to me that this task, like I had no idea that this task was even in the works, and it's been 5 years apparently before like they like finished this and released it. So I'm genuinely like kind of excited, I'm not gonna lie. This is like, whoa, we get to see a crit. And dude, the first example of Sproder Man that we're gonna see there, and to those of you guys who don't know, that's a trick where you're just like jumping up and grinding up against the wall basically with double jumps essentially, which of course, if you don't know, double jumps are the mechanic where you jump and then do a neutral charge, which basically shoots you up further into the air, effectively getting you twice the height of a jump, if not more. You can think of it also as like that, like a neutral jump charge. I wonder why he did it that way. This is a task, remember, so that looked like a mistake, but I guess it wasn't. That's actually pretty insane. Yeah, pretty cool. I wish we could hear the gameplay a little better, but
kind of disgusting, but they just put it.
You can like kind of hear it on Drashed's side, but just so that I don't have to compete with him, I'll just keep it quiet. I'll make the noises myself. Hold on. Oh wait, oh no, there's not the other, in Spyro 1 it goes into the chest. It's like How am I doing, guys? Am I doing the game audio correctly here? So yeah, I think current world record of this is like what, like 20 something minutes, 22-ish minutes, I think, maybe more. Okay, this is a proxy. Normally in world record he would proxy here, which again, he does that here. And again, this is one of those levels that's highly affected by the fact that they don't collect swim, because if you didn't do a proxy like that, then you would be stuck and you couldn't get the talisman in this level without swim. So that, I think that's like, just glancing over the run, that seems like a major choke point for 14 Talisman runs at a really high level. So I can only imagine that like for beginners and even intermediate players, they recommend, or just no resets, that they recommend probably just getting swim anyways, just in case you fuck up that proxy, you know, you can have a backup. But interestingly, it's not necessary in order to swim in, oh, beautiful proxy right there. And again, if I just want to say real quick on the side, if I'm missing anything like that's happening in this TAS, like, it's all good, you know? Like, I'm not... There was like this one guy in the YouTube comments that's like, dude, he's not like pogging at every little single thing. It's like, it's a bunch of proxies, it's a bunch of momentum conservations. I'm just pointing out stuff that catches my eye, you know? And like that sheep proxy right there, normally what they would do is they would actually turn it around and go to one of the sheeps that's closer to the hole there. So I didn't even know that you could even get that height on that sheep. Like that makes sense. But it's just, that's the sort of thing you don't think about when you're learning like the RTA, like the real-time speedrun route of this level. Is you'd get the sheep that's like right behind them here. So that's like a spot right there where even though he didn't buy swim, the game gives you swim automatically at that part. I don't know if you keep it through the run. I don't think so. I think it's just in that spot that you get to have it, because like it loads you in with swim or something from the level transition. It's weird stuff. The in-level transition, that is, when you go to that area. Aquaria Towers is like a weird level. I think for a lot of Spyro 2 runners, I think it's probably one of their least favorite levels of them all. Not only because the 100% minigames are ass, but also because, like, just traversing the level, it's very easy to get soft-locked, especially if you don't have swim. But even if you do have swim, it's easy to get soft-locked in that level, and triggering all, like, the necessary things, like getting to that back area right there. It's just a weirdly designed level, is like how I would describe it. Another funny detail about Aquaria Towers that I didn't realize this until I started running 100%, is that oh god, how do I say this? Oh yeah, the mini game with the king of the horsefish, or what are they called? Horsey fish? Horsefish, the king of the horsefish. He's like, all right, you gotta go talk to my like sons, right, and rescue each of 5 of them, and you like go to different, you have to go around the whole level like multiple times, and everyone gets stuck there. Well, you can just go to the last one and just trigger him, and then you're done, right? And I didn't even realize that was a thing until I started running 100%. Like, I remember when I did my casual playthrough of 100%, oh my god, finding all those little horsies, dude, like fucking pissed me off. Aquaria, it's such a samey level. It's like you get so lost in that level. The fucking seahorse, dude. The water horse. That's it. Burning all the flags before leaving the level. I can only assume that burning a flag, if he's not proxying off the flagpole itself, that burning a flag is just completely unnecessary. And this is another thing I wanted to touch on. As a Spyro speedrunner, I can speak to this. There are going to be a lot of unnecessary flames in any, whether it's a TAS or a, you know, normal run, is you're going to see a lot of unnecessary flaming. If you see a flame and it seemingly has no purpose, that's because it has no purpose. You know, there's no like secret momentum, you know, affecting from the flames or anything like that. It's just for funsies. It's just because you can, so you do, you know. So it's just one of those things. It's like, I think people imagine that Spyro is like more complicated than it really is. It's such a, it's a beautifully simplistic series. Even Spyro 2 and 3 with its more like proxies, and look at that. He got the double on him, which by the way is like a newer thing, because like doing a double proxy on the fodders obviously gets you more height, but that wasn't thought to be even possible for like a human to do until Blunt Bows started doing that on the Frogs in Autumn Plains, the double proxy on the fodder, which obviously just sends you just like on a missile, a freaking nuke across the level. Absolutely insane. But yeah, guys, hopefully you're enjoying this task so far. Let's see what, give us some volume.
Like, implementing double proxies is kind of like a fairly new thing in that with RTA running, speedrunning as well.
Yeah, there's the double frog. And dude, oh my god. The way he does the double frog is so sick there, because he takes the proxy from the first frog, and then he just is like let go of square by that point. Like in a normal double frog proxy, you'll see them hold square, and that gives them more of that vertical height. But he lets go square so frame perfectly that he's able to hold a non-charge into the next proxy, which is, I'm pretty sure that's more precise, if I can only imagine. Getting all these extra gems here for no reason, from what I understand. You don't need gems for anything in 14 Tally, as far as I understand. Or maybe you do. Maybe there is some money bags thing that I just don't know. I don't think so, though. Yeah, do the acapella music. Yeah, okay. I'll do the Autumn Plains music. Here we go. Here we go. That's like me whenever I do the PlayStation startup. Zephyr requires gems. That's the one with money bags. See, it goes to show I don't know like the little intricacies of the route and like what needs to be collected, what doesn't. All I wow, just amazing. Dude, I'm getting that this is like the running theme of this like TAS is just the momentum conserved perfect square let go in order to get a horizontal proxy rather than a vertical one. Beyond like a little Sproder man here or there, I haven't seen anything that hasn't really deviated too much from that theme. You know, not to say that isn't insane though. It's really cool. You know, again, this is just a technique that you don't see in just normal human speedruns. Another double. Oh, yes. Oh, damn. And then he lets go. So that's so beautiful because he lets go of square, but then he perfect. That's the thing about letting go of square, like during a proxy, is it's very easy to get that flop animation. So it's like extra mind blowing that he's able to not get flopped during those proxies, as far as I can tell. And I haven't been checking my sheet yet, but he may have been doing the levels out of order. Right now we are at Scorch. Right? Or is this Shady Oasis? No, this is Shady Oasis. Man, just more just beautiful proxying. It seemed to be like the same level order, basically. If I'm not mistaken, feel free to correct me if he did do a different level order. It's so cool. Imagine if people could do proxies like this, like in real time. Imagine like how that would like, especially like skip like that for climb skip. Like that could probably save like a crazy amount of time. Depending on the routing. Fracture Hills, this level is actually another crazy one in like the world record run because what Blunt does is I think he collects one of the guys or maybe none of them and then yeah, he goes into this and there's just so much weird collision on that. Obviously that proxy was so sick because I don't think he does that in record, but like the world record also clips into this area super awkwardly and jankily. It's just like, it's just a crazy like I'm pretty sure this is one of the last, like, you know, early Talisman skips that was found in the game, like a few years ago or whatever. Because it's just so much weird collision. And then when you break certain parts of it, it changes the collision. There's my singing again. The score. Oh, that was Scorch? Dude, I always mix them up. I literally always mix them up every time. My bad. Shady Oasis, Scorch, and then Magma Cone. This is Magma Cone. But I always mix up Shady. Yeah, that was Scorch earlier. Dude, can you blame me? They're like the exact same theme. You grab that. Dude, that's like a frame perfect bonk that he like touched the top, but then was able to skip the cutscene. By falling. I think. Again, amateur hour here. See what Drash is saying. TAS timing. I wonder. So it's interesting with TAS timing down on the left because you guys can't see it, but like it says TAS timing on the bottom left, and I wonder if that's different for like real time speedruns, is whether they time with the TAS or not. Neb, thank you for the prime. Appreciate it. Appreciate that, Neb. But yeah, cool TAS. Cool TAS. Oh, I see. And then the leaderboard timing is down on the right. So it's weird because the TAS timing, and again, you guys can't see this, but the TAS timing is actually more. Like here, I'll even show you guys. Man, amazing. Cool ass proxy. The TAS timing, well, I won't bother, but the TAS timing is like about a minute like behind the leaderboard timing right now, which is like pretty weird. I wonder how they do that. How they measure that. I've been messing around with measuring like how you would time like ILs in Spyro 1, and it can be hard to pin down, especially when you're comparing footage. Like what's the best way to sync them? So I'm gonna be talking about that a lot with my next sort of like commentated video, which is going to be that. But yeah, pretty interesting. Oh, ooh. Damn, I didn't even know there wasn't like a... Damn, I thought that was a roof right there. I didn't even know you could get over that. That was cool. That's like one of those things that you would only see if you're like... Oh, so sick. If you're looking through the Spyro world viewer. That's like you'd only see it in that case. He's just flying away. Goodbye. Oh, Lord, he's walking. He's walking. Frankly, can I be honest with you guys? I give this TAS, so far this isn't like my favorite Spyro TAS I've ever seen. It's still good, it's still cool. I appreciate all TASes, don't get me wrong. But so far it's like, it feels like we're using a lot of that momentum conservation. And that's about it. Which is like, I mean, what more can you do, you know? In a lot of TAS settings, it's like, what more can you do? You know, if you're not doing an entirely different category. Yeah, so he pays for Zephyr there. I see. That's why he needed gems. Yeah, this is me playing right now. I'm actually insane. I'm so sick at Spyro 2. You guys have no idea. This is exactly what they do. At least what I would do in 100%. The exact same. Oh, yeah, that's the same. I can do that. I do the same thing. Oh yeah, just that proxy right there. Easy. I do it every time. It's like genuinely crazy how like consistent world record like contenders are in this game at proxying. Even off of like the more consistent things like fodder and stuff, you still have to understand their knockback and like the timing with the jump. Like just learning how to do like penguin proxy or frog proxy is like, or a sheep proxy. That's no fucking joke, man. That takes a lot of hours of save state practice. So it's very precise stuff, but it's kind of cool to see like what the stuff that hasn't been humanly implemented yet looks like. And it's a lot of that, like in addition to getting the proxy, it's letting go of square like frame perfectly in order to get it like with the right horizontal momentum rather than vertical. So it's kind of cool. Gulp. We'll see how base this gulp is. I want to see him get triple hits on every hit here. I want to see him get a quadruple hit. Fuck it, a quintuple hit. Oh wow, and I think part of the manipulation was getting those birds to drop the things so quickly. I don't even consider that as part, like I didn't even realize that's part of the manipulation, but yeah. He really makes it so that the birds, he doesn't have to wait for the birds at all. So even though these are just double hits, these are still faster than like a standard fight because the birds are just dropping shit so quickly. Wow, and then perfectly grabbing that other, the second rocket there, like right before it exploded from the damage. It's so hard to catch those animations. Like grabbing the thing like that, like that's literally the last possible frame you could like grab that rocket, or at least something along those lines. Yeah, it's so crazy. Yeah, most of those were doubles. I don't know if I saw any triples. I think there was 1 or 2 triples, but they were mostly doubles, but they were just insane. This must be like fucking like a good 30 plus seconds faster than any world record in this game. Just from how fast the birds drop the items, and so close as well. I think that's a lot of probably what they were working on with the manipulation for that fight. There's 2 triples, yeah. Just giving you guys the music, don't worry. Oh, the double penguin, and landing on the thing right there. Very nice. One thing that I saw in another Spyro 2 TAS, last one we watched, I forgot which one it was, but I remember seeing like one of those proxies off of a penguin, off of one penguin, that you let go of square, he starts flopping, and then he proxies off another one, sending him in another direction. Like a proxy into it, like another proxy just super delayed. Which is, in a sense, that is what the double proxies are. They're just one proxy into another. Just like stacking the momentum. Yeah, it's crazy, you know, like looking at Spyro games like through a TAS or like through like BizHawk or something, and being able to see that momentum value, like the X momentum, the Y momentum, and how that gets stored. Like, you know, that's like one of those things that you can't see measured on the HUD. So like, understanding how that's stored, like say for example charging out of the air, you still have downward Y momentum in the ground after you've already hit it and you're just charging forward. You still conserve a little bit of downward momentum in Spyro 1 at least. I don't know if that's the case in this game. So it kind of informs a lot of like the actual like strats that I'm doing, at least in that game. Okay, just one flame. I think it's actually timed. You know, because normally in runs they're just spamming the flame button here. Oh, the amazing fucking ride and surfing on Ripto. Oh, with the nasty bounce. My goodness. They didn't tell me this was about to be nasty Nork. That was the nastiest shit I've ever seen. Good lord. Good lord. And GG. Let's see the times right there. I'm just gonna bring them down. That was amazing. GG's in the chat. 20:37, which is at least like 2+ minutes faster than the world record. And again, the task timing being like a minute longer. It must be like the intro cutscenes probably timed as well. Probably a more old school style of timing. These TAS websites like tasvideos.com, they always like have like real old school ways of timing stuff. So. Anyways, guys, that was the Spyro 2 brand new 14 Talisman TAS by Drashed and Nuon. Thanks for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, feel free to drop like a letter G in the chat, because you're a G for listening to this without the game volume. Once again, I'm gonna have the link to Drashed's commentary down below. And yeah, just another cool TAS. And yeah, it was satisfying. I will say, you know, on my TAS score here, I'm gonna give it like a 7.5 out of 10. Now this is, keep in mind, this is like TAS quality, like for me, like my TAS preference. And for me as a viewer, I wish there was like more than just the momentum conserve proxies, or if there was a lot of that they were doing more of that, like coming in bounds or out of bounds or stuff like that. Like for me as a viewer, I would have been okay with them sacrificing time to do more proxies if that was going to be the focus of the run. So that's just like my thoughts as a viewer. But in terms of a TAS, I think their focus with this was probably more on just doing something optimal, which makes sense. And yeah, to that end, this is fucking sick. It's an amazing TAS. And yeah, I'm assuming it was made frame by frame. Again, if you want to know like more about like the process of making this TAS, definitely check out Drashed's channel. He just did a whole commentary right now over it as well. So I'll have that link down below. And my name's Dayoman, and thank you so much for watching another amazing Spyro TAS. And stay tuned, because we got some amazing Spyro content coming up. I'm going to be doing a world record comparison against the sum of best for my 120 in 120%. So if you want to see that, feel free to drop a sub down below. But in any case, I'm Dayo, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.
Dayo.